Hello dolls, it's SilentSigns from I Dream of Indie, and today we are taking a look at WitchSpring3, a story-rich RPG about a young witch named Eirudy who lives in the Misty Woods. Apologies for my mispronunciations. All of the voice acting in this game is in Japanese, and I couldn't understand a word. Regardless, these are my impressions based on the first 2 hours or so of gameplay. This is also the first game in the WitchSpring series that I've ever played. In fact, I've never heard of the series until now. It seems like most of these games have come out on mobile, so that may be why. Alright, so let's speedrun this. Gameplay. You start out with a main hub where you can train Eirudy. She can learn all sorts of magic, fighting, you name it, she can train it. You can make stuff in your cauldron, new tools, new magical abilities, etc. You can sleep and gain your HP back, and you can fill up your dolls with life and bring them to life and take them to battle. You can, of course, leave Eirudy's house, which is your main hub, and fight all sorts of different creatures. There is a storyline to follow, and a witch's journal will detail what your current quest is and what you've already done. Battles are turn-based. You can deploy your dolls into battle to help fight alongside you. You can also use sword combat, you can use your magic, and you can combine the swords and the magic for extra high-powered attacks. As you would expect with any other RPG style game, you can also collect items along the way that will either aid you in your health, your magical abilities, or you can use them to craft new items back at your main hub. If you happen to die in battle, or if your health gets seriously depleted, you can always return back to that main hub as well to rest, replenish, and set back out again. Your battle menu and abilities do evolve over time, and from what I understand, there are also multiple endings to this game. I did find the story to be incredibly charming. However, this is not a Tony Hawk game, but there is a lot of grinding, so if you're not into that sort of slow progression, this may not be a game you find enjoyable. So far, the game is not incredibly open. However, you can kind of venture outside of where you're supposed to go if you don't follow the quest exactly, and you will very clearly be underpowered in those battles. But if you're a fan of these kind of slower RPG style games where you really have to work your way to being properly powered for certain areas, then this might be right up your alley. Graphics are really cute. You can't complain. It's an adorable witch. She has all these cute little dolls, and her little sidekick it reminds me of Gur from Invader Zim, if you've ever watched that show. He's just a little failure of a doll, and I love him. Performance was mixed, but for the most part, pretty solid. It definitely appeared to work a little bit better handheld from what I played of it, though, of course, for the most part, I was playing this docked so that I could record the footage for you folks. I also had a little bit of an issue where the character would kind of just keep running even when I wasn't moving her or prompting her to do so. I don't know if that was an issue with my controller, but I've never had that issue in the past, so just something worth noting. Definitely not the greatest performing Switch game, but certainly not the worst by any means. The soundtrack was also really cute and fun, and for those of you who enjoy listening to songs after you've completed a particular section, you can go to the title screen and choose from any of these songs that you've unlocked thus far, which is a fun little feature. So far, WitchSpring3 is a cute little RPG. It has a charming story. It's not necessarily something I would rush to gameplay-wise, but there's certainly a market for it out there, and if you are interested in these kind of slow-building RPG-style games where you get more powerful over time, you can train your main character and enlist a bunch of other characters into battle, and then you might want to check this one out when it is released on August 13th, 2021 here in North America. So will you be playing with your dolls? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors Mitchell Hall, Kevalo, Bunny, Bill Tikaz, Christian Cruz, Strick9, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Peach, Adriana Amato, CJR, Falco Lombardi, C. Coyle, Skeptism, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, and Julian Colbus. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below if you don't want to miss any of our reviews or previews, and check out the description box for a bunch of other ways to support the channel. Thank you again for watching. I will see you next time.